Hello, I am the Witch of Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Sorry, there's a little cattail here. My little girl's crawling around. But hi, how are you? And also, if I sound a little sick, my allergies are just really bad today. But I'm here, we're pushing through. We have a pick a card today for what can you do to help your manifestations? I love doing readings like this. Oh my gosh. And now she's asking to leave. Okay, hold on. Gotta go open the door for her. Okay, sorry. Alright, let's pull some cards. There we go. There we go. Okay, now let's pick our crystals. We've got that one, which I'm pretty sure is lapis. I don't remember, I'm so sorry. Obsidian, green aventurine, and I believe that's goldstone. Yeah, full disclosure, I'm not really a crystal girly. I've had these for like a decade. I've had them for a really long time. And I just use them just because I know that a lot of people like choosing with the help of crystals. So that's why they're there. So I'm sorry if I'm not super knowledgeable. But let's take a look at our cards. We have emotion, attraction, productivity, and purification. Okay, I'll go ahead, show you them up close. Each one has a little elemental sign and then she's chewing on my cord, hold on. A zodiac sign, that's the word, hold on. Haylin, please don't do that. Haylin! No. Okay, sorry. Usually my cats are hanging around, but she's deciding to be really disruptive. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Alright, we've got attraction with the obsidian. Aren't these cards so pretty? I can't get over them. They're so cute. Got productivity with the green aventurine. And lastly, purification with the goldstone. Okay, go ahead and take some deep breaths. Give you a minute to decide which one you're feeling the most drawn to. Whichever one just kind of makes you go ding in your head, you know? Okay, if you need some more time, feel free to pause, but otherwise, I have timestamps in the description. I'll go ahead and meet you at your reading. Okay, so we are starting off with emotion. Cucumber, got earth sign, as well as Cancer, and this stone, whatever it is. It's either sodalite? Something. And anyway. Yeah, we got a little moon. How nice. All right, let's get into our cards. Oh, there we go. Okay, so as I'm shuffling out these cards, I invite you to take some deep breaths. Take this time to ground yourself, center yourself, relax yourself. On this lovely Friday. Fridays are good days, right? People like Fridays. But we are finding out what can you do to help your manifestations right now. So I'm assuming if you clicked on this video, you've been struggling to get them going, right? Oh, my bad. There we go. You've been trying and they're not quite working. So in my experience, that's for two reasons. Number one is that you just need to be patient. Number two is there's something mental we got to work on. So that's the purpose of this reading. Finding out what is it that you need to blockage or whatever. Oops, there we go. Do we need to work on for your manifestations to come true? Let's find out. Okay, we've got Knight of Wands reversed, the Lovers, the World reversed, Knight of Pentacles reversed, the Crone, and the Moon. So with this emotion card, it comes up at times when things are... Sorry, she's scratching the couch. No, that's what that noise is. Anyway, it comes up at times when things are about to happen and it's a good time to prepare yourself emotionally. So I think whatever you're manifesting, it's definitely coming up relatively soon, or at the very least, it's not going to come up until you're emotionally ready for it. But it's definitely a good sign. So here we've got Knight of Wands reversed and Knight of Pentacles reversed. So that tells me as well that whatever it is you are working towards or trying to bring into your life, I think you might, there's still some more mundane work that needs to be done, right? So obviously I'm a witch, I practice witchcraft, so I have made manifesting things my hobby, right? And I can tell you that when you're trying to bring things into your life, it's very important to, like, yes, have the good thoughts and the good vibes and the, you know, do all the burnings and the whatever, but it's also just as important, if not more important, to do the mundane of, you know, I always use the example of, like, if you're trying to manifest in a new job, that's great. There's a lot of ways you can do that, but at the end of the day, you still need to be filling out applications, right? You still need to be preparing for interviews. You still need to be making sure your resume looks good. You still have to do those things before, you know, before it'll actually come in. Because what we want to do is create the best environment for the manifestation to happen, right? It'll be a lot easier and quicker and smoother if we have, you know, our mundane actual lives prepared enough in the best way. So obviously with this being a general reading, oh, there's her tail again. I don't want to just like come on here and tell you like, oh, you're not doing enough, you're not doing good enough. I'm just saying that the cards are saying that you want to make sure you're still putting in whatever work you need to and not just relying on your manifestation and or the universe or whatever to do all of that for you. And I could tell you from my own experience, you want to have a good mix of both of those things. That goes for, I know you got the Lovers card here too, so that certainly could have maybe a relationship you're trying to build or attract or whatever. Same kind of thing, you know? You want to make sure that you're putting time and effort into a relationship. You want to make sure you are giving yourself and taking advantage of opportunities to be around that person. Things like that. Make sure you're still doing that mundane stuff. That's what I'm getting here. So anyway, I will say with the Lovers though, that card is all about harmony, right? I actually think that feeds into that idea as well. The universe gives us, or God, or whatever you believe in, I just say the universe. The universe gives us things at our best time, at the right time. And I think right now, like I said, I don't want to imply that this is like far away or you have like a whole lot to do. But right now, it's not quite the right time because of, how do I say this? Oh my gosh, it's one of those things that I understand in my head, but it's hard to put in words. Your life is not quite set up in a way for it to really come in. Okay, that just burned out. Hold on. Sorry, that's not a bad omen or anything. That just happened. I knew it was gonna happen. There we go, fresh new candle. It's kind of like if you wanted to decorate your house or get some nice big furniture in your house, right? But it's still really messy and dirty, right? You want to get rid of all of that stuff, or you want to, arrange things in a way so that once that couch is ready to move in, boom, it just goes in nice and easy, right? That kind of harmony, that's what we're looking for. And granted, we have this upright, so it's definitely possible. It's definitely doable. This isn't, I know I'm saying all of this, but I'm also really not getting the feeling that like this is some big, huge task you need to overcome. I feel like it's more so just a few adjustments that you can make, maybe in your attitude or what you do, the mundane work. I think just adjusting that a bit is more so what you need. Also, with that said, we have the Crone here, which, I forgot to say, this Green Witch Tarot deck, it is pretty much the same as the traditional Rider-Waite deck, but it's just some of the names are a little different. So this Crone card, it's the equivalent of the Hermit card. So I think in order to help this harmony happen, to figure out what it is that specifically that you need to do in order to, realign these things and get your life in a way that these manifestations can really come in, is take time for yourself. The Hermit card is a sign that it's a good time to isolate, but like not too much, just a bit, kind of take a step back, take a little extra time for yourself, do some shadow work, look within yourself, do some inner work, all of that kind of stuff. Because it's a sign that what it is you're looking for, the answers that you're looking for are within you. You just need some time to shut out some of the noise and really focus on that. You know what I mean? And I can give you a hint about what it is to figure out how to, get this all going. It's this stuff. The World card represents your end goal. Maybe in this case, it's what you're manifesting, but really it's like the big end goal, whatever it is you're like really truly looking for, right? So like if you're manifesting a relationship, maybe the end goal is a lifelong happy marriage. Maybe possibly for some people, right? Or if you're manifesting a new job, maybe your end goal here is financial freedom or just stability with your finances. Or maybe it's having your dream job, your dream career. whatever it is, what I would highly recommend you work on within yourself is trying to really picture that and believe that you can have it. With this moon card here, it's telling me that you are struggling, maybe on like a deep subconscious level. You're struggling to really see that and picture that. Or maybe there's some part of you that feels like you don't deserve it, or it's impossible, or whatever the case is. And it's funny because, you know, there's certain things with all the tarot readings that I do that I feel like the more that I do these readings, the more I feel like everybody feels the exact same way with some things, you know? And I feel like this is one of them. I see this all the time. It feels like, you know, obviously everyone wants success in whatever, but it's just so common, like more often than not, that people also at the same time don't necessarily feel like they're worthy of that, or it's realistic or possible for them. So having that said, people still find a way to do it, you know? I think it's just kind of getting over that thought of, well, why me? You know? I'm not anything special, or I'm not what people want, or I'm not smart enough, or whatever. Sorry, this random tale. She's just like walking back and forth here. I think pretty much everyone feels that way, and yet a lot of us are able to achieve our dreams. So keep that in mind. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there. This is definitely one of those readings where I'm kind of just giving you homework to do, but to simplify, number one, I think these things are coming relatively soon, and the main thing that you need to work on is just your emotions and your thoughts. It would also be very helpful for you to be doing the mundane work. I think I don't know whether you've been doing it or not. This reading is telling you it's more important than you think it is. Make sure you're still doing just the regular, boring stuff, right? Take some time for yourself, for some reflection, some shadow work, and at the very least, try and really picture what it is that you want. It might be more difficult than you think it is, right? But like get specific, like really daydream, you know? Really picture it. I think that'll help you. If you have any questions about this, or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment, or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. You can also find me on Instagram. I have a very small account on there. I just really don't like Instagram, but it's on there in case that's the most accessible place for you. Feel free to find me on there. I'm wishing you lots and lots of luck with your manifestations. I'm excited for you. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye. Okay, we are moving on to attraction. Very nice. This card is so pretty. Literally, all of these cards are so pretty. With our obsidian, we've got pansies with the air sign and Libra. Let's take a look at what's going on. Today we're talking about what is it that you need for your manifestations. So I assume, oops, there we go. I assume that if you're here, you've been trying to manifest some things and they have not really been going. So we're going to find out what it is that you need to do in order for them to come to fruition. What's holding you back? What's holding them back? I don't know. We're going to find out. Also, oh. I said before, I'm a little, not sick, it's just my allergies are really bad. So I'm having to edit out a bunch of sneezes and stuff and sniffles, so I'm really sorry if I sound sick. But I'm doing my best here. And I really wanted to get this out for you guys, so there we go. Alright, let's take a look at our cards. We've got 4 of Swords reversed, 7 of Wands reversed, 5 of Pentacles reversed, 2 of Pentacles, the Crone, and 8 of Athames reversed. So with this tarot deck down here, this is the Green Witch Tarot. Absolutely love. I absolutely love all 3 of these decks, but you'll notice that some of the names might be a little unfamiliar. This deck is based off the traditional Rider-Waite deck. It's just some of the names are a little different, but they have their equivalents. So this Crone, this is the Hermit, and the Athames is Swords. So with this attraction card, it is... Oh, Haley, what? Sorry, I have to give her scratches and attention even while I'm doing this, so... Anyway, attraction, that's about relationships mostly, like not just romantic relationships, but largely like, I mean, any kind of relationship, family, friends, whatever. So I'm assuming that a lot of this, or most of you who are drawn to this one, it's something relationship related, but of course it's not always about that. It's also the main message that this attraction card has is that whatever it is you are trying to bring into your life, trying to manifest, it is coming in right now. It just might not be in ways that you are super conscious of or is very obvious. And it suggests that you might just be overthinking things or kind of hesitating with things, but they are coming in. So let's dive into the details. So first we have this 4 of Swords reversed. That's 5 of Swords. My bad. Sorry, it's upside down. Right? 5 of Swords. Because I kept looking at it and I'm like, that doesn't look like 4 of Swords. 5 of Swords. My bad. Okay, so 5 of Swords. Actually, I will go ahead and show this to you up close. We have this person here who, whatever situation this was, right? It seems like they won, right? They're happy, they're successful, they're grabbing the swords. While these two are hurt by it. They're upset by whatever's been going on, you know? So that tells me that there was some sort of thing that I'm assuming you did, some sort of, it's like a fight that didn't necessarily need to happen. I mean, it's like got the vibe of kind of like pettiness, bickering, like just not anything super big, kind of like a miscommunication, or you said the wrong thing, or something was said that someone didn't really mean, something like that. But when it's reversed, it's overcoming that. It's being like, okay, whatever happened, it was not worth all of this. It's not that big of a deal. You know, let's heal this and move on, right? And with the 2 of Pentacles below that, that's about balance. So I think with, again, this is very much reading relationship to me. With whatever was going on, it wasn't that big of a deal. It was more of a miscommunication. And what you learned from that is give and take, balance, right? Sometimes there's fights that don't need to be huge fights. That's a terrible way to say that. In this case, it's more about balancing your emotions, of not overreacting or, just pausing before you speak, things like that. So good lesson learned. I like it. Seven of Wands reversed is about being like on unstable ground. It's feeling like people are coming for you, people are looking over your shoulder, people are trying to take what's yours. But because we have this card down here, that really makes me think it's really in your head. With the crone, she comes up at times when it's in our best interest to take a step back, to do some shadow work, do some inner reflection, do some self-work, stuff like that. Because, you might not be totally wrong. Maybe there are some people who are kind of coming for you. Who knows? But with the Seven of Wands, it encourages you to stand up for yourself, to stand your ground and say, hey, you know what? I know what I want. I know that I'm worthy of this. I know you people might be messing with me, but that really doesn't matter because I've got that strength. I've got that confidence. So it doesn't matter what you guys do. It doesn't matter what you say. I'm good, So I think you might be struggling with that a little bit. So definitely doing some inner work, working on yourself will really, really help. So over here, it looks like, again, some more inner work that I think you've already been doing from the looks of it, but you might want to continue working on to resolve this. So Five of Pentacles reverse is about being in need of things like material things like food, money, health, things like that. But having it reversed means that you are kind of coming out of that, or you know what, even in this case too, with all this relationship stuff, I think there were things that you were in need of in terms of a relationship. Maybe you just needed that like love and support, things like that. Or with Pentacles though, it really does feel more material. So maybe it's like getting help from somebody. Like I'm picturing like a partner, a spouse, or like someone who you live with who hasn't been doing their share of things, right? You needed help with that, or help paying the bills. There just was some issue with that. But whatever that is, we have it reversed. So it's about overcoming that, coming out of that situation, the upswing. So that's really good. And I think what's fueling this, what's really turning things around, is this Eight of Athemes reversed. So I'm going to show you this one up close. We have this person who's all tied up, right? And like clearly in a bad situation. But you'll notice that these ropes around them are kind of loose, right? It's not like she's like super fully bound. Like you can tell they're kind of hanging a bit. And she's got this blindfold on. So Eight of Athemes is about self-victimization, of kind of wallowing in your own pity and all of that, instead of just standing up and doing the things that you need to do, right? So having it reversed tells me that you have been doing the things you need to do, right? Obviously, there's a time and place for, like here, working on yourself, just feeling your feelings. If you're in a bad situation, you're allowed to feel bad about it, right? But there is some line where it's like, okay, yes, I'm in this bad situation. Yes, this person hurt me. No, I do not want to be here. Or maybe this wasn't even my fault. Someone else did this to me. Like, there's a line between just feeling those ways and just being stuck in that negative space, instead of being like, hey, you know what? This sucks, but it's time for me to pull myself out of it. That's what this reversed is, saying, hey, I need to pull myself out of this. we need to really start figuring out some next steps. So that's what's getting this change happening, of this upswing happening. So, okay, we've gone through a lot. It's kind of a lot of little things. I'm trying to like really piece it all together, right? What is it that you need to be doing to get these manifestations going? I mean, like I said, I think they are happening more than you realize, but you still need to work on opening yourself up to it, right? I mean, definitely taking time for yourself, doing this shadow work, right? With all of these things that we've talked about, really contemplating those things and how those are related to whatever it is you're trying to bring in. Yeah, you know what? I'm not going to overcomplicate it. I'm just going to leave it there. I don't really have anything else to say. I'm sitting here thinking, but that's really all that's coming to me. So that said, if you have any questions or if you'd like any part of this clarified, you can let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. I also have an Instagram account at The Witch of Jasmine. It's just a tiny little account that I really didn't put much into because I really don't like Instagram. But it's there in case that's the most accessible place for you. You can find me on there. But again, the main gist, really the main takeaway, that's what this oracle card is for. I guess I should have said that if you're new to my readings. The oracle card is the main theme, the main takeaway, the main vibe of the whole reading. And in this case, it's letting you know that these things are coming to you. They are. More than you realize. These things will really help you see that. So anyway, lots of luck to you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. Okay, let's get into productivity. Got the pumpkin, very nice, with the adventuring. Oh, I just realized that's Earth and Cancer. That was just like, right? Wasn't that the same as another one? Hold on. Now I'm curious. Yeah, that emotion card. I'm curious if any of you were drawn to both of these readings. I didn't even notice that was the same. Okay, anyway, sorry, that was just a little side note. Yeah, that Earth symbol as well as Cancer. All right. Oh, there we go. I almost pulled the wrong deck first. Okay, let's do, oops, oh gosh. Okay, those flew right out. I love it. I love when that happens. But today we are finding out, what is it that is holding your manifestations back? What can you do to help those really get through? So far, this has all been very emotion-based. But that's good. That's usually how it is, you know? Oh. That scared me. Okay. I don't know why, as I've been doing readings for so long, and yet it still like scares me and startles me every time they just fly out. It just happens. Okay, anyway, let's get into it. We've got 9 of Pentacles. That's a good one. Sorry, spoiler. The Hanged Man reversed. 4 of Swords reversed. 2 of Chalices reversed. Knight of Pentacles. And Knight of Athames. So right off the bat, things are looking really good. I really do think your manifestations are actually coming in. I mean, with this productivity card, it's a sign that your hard work that you have been putting in, which, spoiler alert, clearly I keep putting all of these spoilers. I mean, we have nine of Pentacles as well as Knight of Pentacles and Knight of Athames. I mean, those 3 describe this perfectly, that you've been putting in a lot of hard work and it is paying off. So, thing is, if you clicked on this video, that probably means you don't see it. So, it looks like there's, number one, it looks like it's coming in very soon. I mean, practically now. But if you're not seeing it, or if it's not exactly what you wanted, that's what we'll talk about here. What more is it that you could or need to do, depending. So with the Nine of Pentacles, that is very much about reaping the rewards of what it is that you want. You know, things very much coming to fruition, enjoying it, right? Two of Chalices below that, which is the equivalent of Two of Cups. It does usually have a partnership kind of feel to it, or like some kind of relationship that might be, really it's about emotional imbalance. So this might be related to somebody else or affect somebody else, maybe a partner, but also maybe just like, I don't know, someone you have any kind of relationship with, depending on what all of this is about. Some sort of issue with that emotionally. Maybe with all of this stuff coming in, it's caused some kind of problems. I mean, I'm trying to think of examples, but also this could be about literally anything, but just what's coming to mind is like you getting what it is that you want, which makes somebody else upset. Whether that be just out of jealousy or they just don't support what you do, things like that. Or, of course, this could just be something within yourself, right? These things are coming in, but there's also a part of you that feels unworthy or like you didn't deserve it, which, I mean, I would assume that you did. If we got this productivity card, that means you worked really hard for this to happen. But still, there's still a possibility of lacking confidence or strength or whatever. Or maybe you feel like once you have this thing, it might be like, I'm picturing like a job, right? A job that you really, really wanted, but there's also part of you that's like, oh, well, if I do get this, I'm also not totally sure I'm gonna like it, or it might be too much for me, or I might be disappointed, or who knows. So I think that's there. Granted, this is these cards up here represent the external world, what's, reality, the mundane, what's in front of you, and this represents the internal world inside of you, in your head. So this does kind of make me think that these things that you're worrying about are just more so things in your head, not necessarily what's going to be reality. So like, for example, kind of like I said, if you're worried about somebody else being upset with what you're doing, this doesn't necessarily mean that that's reality. It's just saying you're worried about that. That doesn't necessarily mean you need to be worried about that. So there's that. And then this part of the reading, it all really goes hand in hand here. With the Hanged Man reversed, that's a sign that, well, I mean, honestly, both of these. With the Hanged Man reversed, it's a sign that, like, yes, you've been working really hard. That's what Knight of Pentacles is about. Like that consistent, like I said here, that consistent, effortful, that's not a word. Like putting in a lot of effort, hard work. I think now, like, even though you've been doing that for a while, and that's really, really good, this is a sign that you can kind of pause if you'd like. Although really with the Hanged Man reverse is kind of like a, hey, you should really stop and pause for a second. Not stop completely, but like maybe you've hit some sort of plateau or something like that, because you might be wanting to change things, switch things up, go in a different direction. But really what this is telling you, what I'm getting at, is it's best for you to just either just continue what you're doing and push through, or take a breath, pause, stop for a moment and let things happen the way that they're going to happen. Because it's a sign that if you do something different, if you try to mess with things, if you give an extra push, you might actually end up hurting things more than helping. Again, I'm kind of thinking, if we're using like the job example, maybe you're like trying to get a job and you like interviewed and you did this and that, and now just kind of like every day you're like, hello, can you please answer? Can you please tell me if I got this? Hello. And there's a part of you that just wants to like call them every single day and be like, hey, do you have an answer yet? I don't know. What I'm getting at is like, just let things happen. Just let it happen. Okay? And then, I mean, with the Four of Swords reversed too, it's restlessness. The Knight of Athames tells me that you are really determined for this. I mean, obviously, you've been working really hard. You're very determined for this to happen. And you want to do everything you can for that to happen. And that's really, really good, right? But you might be in this place right now where you're feeling restless. Like you can't just like sit back and go to sleep peacefully, you know? It's like, okay, I want to see the results. I want to see my hard work pay off. I need to know if it worked, you know, all of that. So, yeah. All of this being said, whatever you worked for, it's looking really good. It's looking really good. I don't want you to worry. Things are definitely, I mean, this is definitely acknowledging your hard work, for sure. For sure. There's, this just screams you worked really hard and you've done a really good job. And this reading is asking you to trust that it's going to work out the way that it'll work out. Looking good, if I'm being honest. You're doing a good job. You can chill for now. You can relax, even if it might be a little uncomfortable. I mean, we got this lady hanging from a tree upside down. It's not super comfortable, but it's what's best. And I want to pull one more card because sometimes I like to pull one more card with things like this, where I want to leave you with something where when you're struggling with this, what's something that you can keep in mind going forward? When you get really stressed or nervous or you're scared that it's not going to work out, what's something you can keep in mind or just something you can do? Okay, wait, this card for sure. I'll pull this one too. Why not? I gotta adjust this. Give me 1 second. Okay, so we have Queen of Wands reversed and King of Swords reversed. These guys are telling you that by worrying too much, you risk being too controlling, being too overbearing. This is a lesson in two things. Number one, patience. And number two, understanding that you cannot control everything, right? Which we all know. But this is one of those things where you only have so much control over it, right? Which, believe me, you did your part. If nothing else, if you take away nothing else from this, understand you did your part. Absolutely, 100%. And I don't say a lot of 100% when I do my readings. For that, I can tell you 100%. You've done great. You've done all you can do. And the best thing you can do right now is let things happen. Let the cards fall where they may. And just know that you did your best. And it's also looking good. I think you'll be fine. But whichever the case, whatever the result, you did your best. And try not to worry so much. Okay. I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. You did a great job. You're doing a great job. Try to just enjoy that fact. Again, regardless of the outcome. Which, again, I think it's looking good, but I don't want to make any promises. Regardless of the outcome, you did a very good job and you should be very proud of yourself. Take some time to relax, rejuvenate, find some peace. Okay? All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. I also have an Instagram account. It's a very small little account on there because I honestly really don't like Instagram, but I wanted to open it just in case that's the most accessible place for you. Feel free to find me on there. But I am wishing you so much luck with this. I know this is a time when it can be very frustrating to just have to like wait and see, but you're doing good. You're doing so good. Yeah, lots of luck to you, for sure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye. All right, we've got purification. The snapdragon. We've got the air symbol as well as Gemini. And I believe this is a gold stone. Gonna be honest, I'm not 100% confident that this is a real gemstone. I'll say it. But to be honest, I don't remember if I said this in the intro, sorry, but I'm just not that much of a crystal girly. I'm so sorry. I have them oops, around for decoration because I think they're pretty, but I don't know that much about them. I'm sorry. But anyway, that's not what I'm supposed to say here. Today we are looking at what is holding your manifestations back. Why are they not coming through? What can you do? Oops, there we go. What can you do to help get them moving? That's what I'm trying to say. Oop. That just fell. I love that. There we go. All right, let's take some deep breaths and dive in. We've got 2 of Cups reversed, 10 of Cups, 7 of Wands, the Wild Hunt, 8 of Pentacles, and 3 of Wands. So with this Green Witch Tarot deck, it's based off of the traditional Rider-Waite deck. It's just that some of the names are a little different. So the Wild Hunt here, that is the equivalent of the Tower. These are the same. Just for those of you who are more familiar with tarot. Okay, so this Purification card here, which if you're new to my readings, this Oracle card is the overall message, the overall vibe, the main gist of my readings. So with this Purification card, it tells you that everything that you need for this manifestation to come through is within you. It's within reach, it's possible, it's not just some crazy faraway thing. That said, it also means that in order for this to happen, you really need to be focusing on this, not scattering yourself too much, not distracting yourself, not spreading yourself too thin. You want to make sure that whatever it is you're working towards or trying to bring into your life, you are really focusing all of your energy into it, or at least as much as you can. So that being said, we have the Tower. It's kind of an infamous card, I'll be honest. But we have this tower. It's internal, right? These cards represent your inner world. This represents the physical reality. The tower is about having something essentially fall to the ground, a metaphorical tower. If you can picture a tower that has some cracks in the foundation, you know, there's little bits kind of crumbling off, and it's not in good shape, but it's also like, well, we'll make do with what we have, you know, and it's up. But by not taking care of the problem, by not really fixing anything in a way that's like substantial, that really fixes it, one day the tower completely crashes to the ground, and it's very fast and it's very quick, and the tower is destroyed. But it gives you an opportunity to build a much better tower instead, right? So I'm also getting the feeling that this is something not happening right now, but has happened in your past. Some sort of internal tower moment. Like I'm honestly getting the feeling of like some sort of spiritual breakthrough, you know, or where you really learned something about yourself, something that was like not fun to experience, but ultimately was for your spiritual growth, for spiritual healing or whatever. So I think that's good. We have it upright. That means it went as it should. That's great. But with this Two of Cups above it, I think the way that it affected you was just kind of an emotional imbalance. With Two of Cups also, that does usually imply that there's some relationship aspect to it. Whether that be a partner or just like a friend or family. But I think that's something you should consider as you're focusing on making this thing happen is, you know, how did this affect me? What can I do in order to really rebalance my emotions again, right? That's what it's about. We do have this Ten of Cups. I love to see Ten of Cups. That is the happily ever after card. That tells me that this is, again, something very much in reach. It's definitely something you can achieve. But Eight of Pentacles tells me that it's something you have to learn, right? I feel like what it is that you want is still something that you need to learn how to do, not necessarily, or well, maybe how to achieve it. I'm thinking like maybe there's a job or a career that you want to have, but there's still some things you need to learn before you can have that job or career. Or if this is about like a partnership, marriage, whatever, there's still some things you need to learn before we can really make that happen. But we have it upright, so that, I mean, it's looking good. There's definitely a clear path to that. Just, again, you might want to consider what are some things, you know. Well, look at what it is that you want, right? And just ask yourself, what things do I still need to learn in order to get that? What things can I see myself kind of struggling with that if I can take care of now and learn how to do now, it'll make it all a lot easier, a lot smoother. I would recommend doing that. So as far as what this thing is that you might want to consider learning about, right? I think this is talking about that. With Seven of Wands, it's about maintaining control of your success, of where you're at. The implication when it comes up is that there's people sort of coming for you or challenging you or trying to take away what it is that you have, what you created for yourself. So when we have it upright, it does tell me that you are able to find that strength and that confidence to say, hey, you know what? I get that you have a problem with what I'm doing, but honestly, I don't care. I'm going to keep going. And if you're upset about it, or if that bothers you, or if you want to take it away from me, sorry, I don't care, you know? So I think that's something you should consider moving forward. And I think to help you do that, to help you find that strength and that confidence, consider the Three of Wands. Three of Wands, I actually just made a little shorts video about this a few days ago. Think about, well, okay, with Three of Wands, Ace of Wands is the creation of an idea, the passion, the drive to want to start something. Two of Wands is planning it, and Three of Wands is that first step forward, right? He's just about to get onto this boat and start going off on his journey, right? Think about how that feels. You know, when there's those times when you're feeling unstable or not grounded or whatever it is, maybe feeling undeserving or unworthy of what it is that you've created or worked for. Think about how you felt at the beginning when you took those first steps and said, you know what, I'm going to try it anyway. I'm going to go for it. I don't know how it's going to end, but I'm going to do my best, you know? Think about that and let that motivate you to keep going. Let that be your fuel to really get this all going, right? And especially bringing it back here where now is a really good time to be focused on this. Put in your time and your effort. Again, don't scatter yourself too thin. And use this as well as what you've learned from this, the lesson that happened there. Use those things to really push you towards this Ten of Cups because it's there. The Ten of Cups is there, that happily ever after. I don't know. This is telling me that it's very much in reach. It's possible. I very rarely make any promises on here, but it's definitely something worth working towards. I can tell you that for sure. So I would highly suggest just keeping all of those things in mind. But I am wishing you lots and lots of luck with this. This looks very exciting. But if you have any questions about this reading or if you'd like any part of this clarified, please let me know. You can leave a comment or you can just reach out to me, whichever you prefer. The best place to reach out to me is on my TikTok at The Witch of Jasmine. I also have an Instagram account. It's very, very small. I don't really put any effort into it or anything because I honestly really don't like Instagram. But I opened it up, made that account just in case. If that's the most accessible place for you, feel free to reach out to me on there. But I'm wishing you lots and lots of luck with this. I'm very excited and optimistic and hopeful for you, and I really hope you feel the same way. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye!